everyone. This is Carol Stizza with Relevant Insights Coaching. And I have been doing quite a bit of coaching on understanding where people are at in their process. As an executive coach, leadership coach, and team engagement coach, we're in unprecedented times of unique isolation. So I thought it would be helpful to do just a quick talk on the 4 psychological stages experienced during isolation. This actually came to my attention at the very beginning of the COVID-19 2020 quarantine phases, especially when the NBA players had to start stopping their play and needing to isolate. And there was a lot of confusion around this. So if you are getting up every morning and struggling on how to stay connected, communicate with care, take care of others, take care of yourself, set an example for your team or your family, understand the struggles of yourself and others, creating healthy boundaries for self-care, or just dealing with grief, you're not alone. So the sports psychologist that advised the Timberwolves, which is where Karl Anthony Towns was, the team he's on, his mother had just gone into a COVID-induced coma and the team's reeling. And he shared that there are 4 stages of isolation. And for a sports psychologist, this often happens when a player's been injured and they can't play. And right now we have all been essentially injured and off the field. We cannot play the way we normally do. And the stages are the following: uncertainty and anxiety, isolation and boredom, depression and fear, and recovery. And you can experience all 4 of these in one day. They do not have to go through stages where you complete one before you go to the next. You can go back and forth depending on who you know that is worse off than you in health or the job market. And if you're on a team and at work, you have no idea which members on your team are at various stages. And so you as a leader not only have to address your own needs, but reach out to those that you are responsible for in successfully producing work, and even your family. So let's kind of dive into these just a little bit more. Uncertainty and anxiety, and I thought about a cocoon that a butterfly builds, and then I found this great photo that was like a human cocoon. This is literally an initial stage when details aren't exactly known and things keep changing as to why and how long you need to be isolated. And that uncertainty drives a lot of anxiety of not able to plan. When can you see your extended family? How can you comfort people? And the what ifs. So this is an interesting place. You can not have experienced this until week 6 of a long isolation period. So there's no judgment here in understanding which stage you're in. It's a stage. Your brain's being hijacked by emotions. It's okay. Just knowing what to name is half the battle of really nurturing yourself back to a place of balance. Isolation and boredom. You've accepted that isolation is necessary for the time being, and you've explored all things you could do during this time, but you are starting to lack the motivation to do them. Boredom numbs the brain. And this often leads to our brain going off in really weird places. So staying active, having your brain activity is a really great thing to consider when you have said, I'm starting to feel bored or I'm not motivated. But when boredom kind of overtakes the brain, it can lead to depression and fear. This is where your brain can go to a bleak place. Thoughts can run away with the what ifs, the why bothers, and the fact that you're just sad. Anything can trigger this. Monday mornings are a big trigger right now because you're not going into work the same way. You've had the reprieve of the weekend, so to speak, and things can be very different. Or if you're a restaurateur, you look forward to Friday nights. This could be a trigger. So look at really where you're at on this. And again, do not judge yourself. Do not hesitate from calling a doctor if you can't get out of this stage. It's temporary, this new pandemic isolation. We will emerge again. But if you're struggling here, please don't judge yourself or shame yourself. This is perfectly normal to hit this stage. You will recognize the stage of recovery when you start feeling hopeful, to see hope in areas of your house where you live differently. When you have the urge to get up and clean something, you start looking for information that helps you focus, open your brain up to maybe including meditation, better music, uplifting movies, whatever it is that allows you to feel the endorphins of hope, great workouts, learning how to work out at home. But you are starting to adjust and looking for what else is possible. Ironically, while these are the typical normal stages experienced during isolation, COVID has produced a couple of extra stages and rearranged these a little bit. In an article of psychologytoday.com, Dr. Nogales offers that right now, this is what we're seeing. We initially started off with panic or fear denial. I don't want to get sick, and I don't want to be responsible for somebody else getting sick. Whatever worked for you to tell yourself to go ahead and, okay, fine, I'll isolate. But, and then you started questioning, is this really real? And we started to see all the conspiracy theorists come forth. Then there's this action of creativity. Okay, I'm in the house, I'm isolated. Look at all things I can now do. I can clean out closets. I can tackle the list of things I haven't done before. We got creative in pivoting businesses to takeout and delivery. And we tried to adapt to the virtual very, very fast. And we thought to ourselves, we can make this work somehow. And then it kept lasting. Confusion has actually been a feeling introduced into the isolation mix at this point. Why aren't results happening faster? Where's the PPE? Where is the testing? Why isn't the entire world acting faster to get us back to normal? I just don't understand. And that can lead to anxiety and depression or anger in no particular order. The anxiety, depression after the confusion is, this just sucks. I don't trust that it will go back to normal. There's probably going to be a new normal, and now I can't plan anything. We've had family weddings get postponed. We've had people die that we can't attend the funeral or comfort each other. We've introduced all of our family to technology, in fact, spending hours teaching them how to use it just so that we can see their face and have them tell us about the most mundane thing that matters to them. You're starting to go, I miss hugs and people, and I'm grieving for what I've lost at this point. Or there's a stage of anger. No, this really sucks. Don't tell me what I can't do anymore. We've seen the protests. We've seen the picketing. Things have got to change. Do not leave me here is perfectly normal to feel as long as you don't hurt other people. And then the phase of adaptation, similar to recovery. Okay, figure out the job, figure out the home thing, figure out the virtual. As long as I get to see people, even if I have to sit on a lawn on my driveway and talk to the person on the next driveway, I think I can do this for a little while longer. Whatever it takes to keep my parents alive or the people in the assisted living I like to visit. Just don't make me responsible for killing other people, but please give me parts of my life back. Whether you're experiencing this tangle of feelings and self-talk through the COVID isolation, or you're pretty clear about which stage you are in the isolation as if you were an athlete. Michelle Light and Christine Carpenter, two brilliant coaches, have been doing a lot of work in leading while in grief. And face it, we're all grieving. We're grieving a lost life, livelihood, connections. Whatever it is that we're missing, we're grieving for. And there's so much out there on the 5 stages of grief that there's no need repeating that. but they're tangled up in the stages of isolation. And Michelle and Christine offer in a great LinkedIn article that I posted the link here, that what we can all do is notice. Just take a moment and be honest with, and notice how you're acting. If you can't sleep, if you're Netflix, if you're binging, if you're going to the cookie jar all the time, and take a moment. And if you're acting differently than you've acted before, check yourself. And then name the emotions you're struggling through, that you're trying to placate with this different actions. And name the emotions you're feeling. I'm anxious, I'm depressed, I'm angry, I'm sad. Whatever it is, there is no judgment, there is no shame in whatever emotion you're feeling. And then determine what you need for that. I talk a lot, I use an assessment that allows people to understand the value their strengths bring, but also what they need to be their best. And we've been going to that side of the information a lot, because when you're experiencing any emotions, if you can immediately understand which strength that need is, fuels, then you understand where it's coming from in your brain. Determine what you need and then nurture yourself. Answer that need. I can guarantee you it's not going to be another pint of chocolate ice cream. It might be a feel-good movie, but not 20 of them. Be real with yourself. If you need to get out for a walk, if you just need to feel the endorphins of exercise, figure out how to get it. If you just need to do something meaningful or call a friend or get on a video chat, whatever it is, answer that need. If you can do this and you're in a role of leadership, you have to do this for yourself, just like you have to put the mask on in the airline before you can put it on anybody else. You have to experience this so you can in turn lead others through it. Your kids, your college kids who are home, your kids who want to go to college, your relatives who are isolated and maybe they have no one to be in the home with. You can answer the need, or you can help people through this and answer that need for them, but you do have to do it first. I hope that this has been a little bit of an insight. We have found that if you can name your emotion, you're more than 50% able to handle it and be able to stabilize your emotions. And if you can't, call somebody. Seriously, get what you need. My name is Carol Stizza, and my company is Relevant Insight Coaching. I just want to take this moment and let you know that you're not alone. Have a great day.